If you give us too much shit, we'll just get pissed off and quit. So don't do it. It's time for Marvel Comics Spotlight Show. Telling you everything that we know. It's time for Marvel Comics Spotlight Show. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Weird Science Marvel Comics Podcast, episode 110. That is the legacy number 610. I'm here with my man, Matt. What up, Matt?
What up, Jim?
I hear that we're going to be doing the Incredible Hulk 30, but we'll see. We'll see. Gray did get a hold of me and said that, but then never really set up a time. But I'm going to assume that we might do that. Thank God we have something going on, because me and you are going to do 2 books, and these should be really big. The Amazing Spider-Man and the Old Punisher. Oh, boy. And I'll tell you right now, I'm that song I'm going to throw in the dustbin. I'm going to crack it over my knee, because I'm telling you, I can't stand the term. I hate when people say things cook. It annoys me so much. It was kind of a joke when I put it in the song, because nothing's cooking.
Let them cook.
And in that, you have Nick Lowe in the back of this issue. He's like, man, that Joe Kelly's cooking. I'm like, really? What's he cooking? A shit sandwich? Because that's what it feels like I'm eating. This issue is what we were afraid of. We didn't mind Peter in space because it doesn't feel like Spider-Man, but it feels different, and it felt a little fresh. And I liked the thumb guy who's high as shit, and that was pretty funny. But then when we get back to and remember we had the Norman Ben stuff. Then we went back because we went right to that stuff first. Then we went to space. Now we're back. When we first had the Norman and Ben stuff on Earth in New York City, it was okay, but I think it was because we hadn't had a really good space thing yet. And so it's like, okay, I get it. I get the... But once we went and had a little bit of fun, and I'm talking, this is a low bar that this book is setting in space. It's not the greatest, but we had some fun.
Yeah, it was entertaining enough.
We didn't hate it. Like, we were reading it and we're near it. Then you go back, and it makes it worse when we went back, because first off, this issue feels scattered. It feels like Joe Kelly really doesn't really know what to do, and he's just throwing a lot of shit at you at once. And I realized that, go through it. Captain Kintsugi, don't give a shit. Mara Asmani Milton, don't care. Hallows Eve, whatever. Ben Reilly in this, don't care. He and Norman they're all sad sacks. Norman and Ben seems pissed, and Norman is just in the mind, in his inner narration, just saying how bad he is.
Yeah, even in that picture, he's like crying or something.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. And he's there just, woe is me, sad sack, until he isn't, but then he is. Then he's teaming up with Kintsugi. And then you also end up having, remember that crazy assassin that tried to get Norman that they completely left behind? Well, now it's part of a crazy techno gang that ends up being with Roger Kingsley. Like, there's so many levels of I don't give a shit there. And so when you do all this, I don't know. It makes me want Peter back, but I kind of don't mind him on space. I just wish we were just in space with Peter.
That's all we need.
In the meantime, we have a book, Black Cat, who she said she's going to take. There's people to fill in the blanks here. You might actually, get a hold of Daredevil. Tell him he's got to work a little bit outside of Hell's Kitchen.
I even thought it was cool when Nightcrawler was doing Spider-Man stuff last year.
You could even say, okay, it's Ben Reilly. He's going to watch this, whatever, but I don't know that I need to see it.
They're making him too much like Peter in this, like a super smart Peter that gets shit done.
The weird part about it is he's
a goofball.
He's not even saying to Norman, like, I have this. Like, I'm Peter through and through. I can be Spider-Man as well. Way better than you. I have a lot of experience with it. I have this new Chasm bullshit suit I can wear. I'm all in. But no, he's just doing the Peter stuff. And then that's getting, Janine, she's getting all jealous because he's hanging out with the ladies. Everything in it is the stuff that I might be way off. Maybe everybody else does. I know that Cosmic Carlos thinks it's great. We'll hear about him at the end. But in the meantime, it's like, it's everything I don't want, including no Spider-Man, no Peter Parker. So you start off, I thought they were done with this, where you have Miles and Spider-Boy and Silk, and I like nothing new happens in this scene to have to come back. You could have a jump where Norman is just sitting in his apartment saying, man, I done messed this up. But yet you have to have, Spider-Boy crossing his arm. He's cute enough. I'm waiting for Boy Spider to show up where he's just a monstrosity still. But you have that, and he's like, oh, man, I tried to do something. They're basically what they're saying here is you don't have to be Spider-Man. We have it covered. Smell you later, dude.
They kind of do. I mean,
and then he does anyway.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the weird thing. Like, you have this, but then when he does end up deciding, he does it in a way where he has to. He has to protect himself. He has to protect Mara. He has to protect Kintsugi. So he does it, but I just... What is it? Like, what is Norman going to do if Spider-Boy comes and says, I told you not to wear that outfit? Like, really? Spider-Boy, whatever. You don't even have... And then you have to have him, the one thing he says, because he can't shoot webs. You ain't allowed the webs.
Yeah, no more webs for you.
I said, I think you can. So then we go downtown, meatpacking district, and I was confused at first.
Yeah, I know.
It's Janine. Yeah. She has her masks.
The Frankensteins.
That's fine. But I'm wondering if... I know that everybody reading it should know it. And I actually, at one point, I think it was Erica Schultz who did the mini.
Yes, it was.
I liked it at first.
Yep.
It kind of got... it went on a little too long. The idea of it was cool. I did like the art, if I remember.
Yeah, and 3 or 4 issues were good.
Yeah, I thought Janine was pretty cool. I'm telling you, the whole thing could be a one-shot and get enough of it with the mask. But I was confused at first, and he doesn't lead into it. And I legit thought Ben Reilly was fighting a zombie. and I'm wondering, why is this zombie yelling? Because I thought that the zombie was yelling for Shay, who we haven't seen in a while. And I'm like, wait a minute, they're not at, what's it called? Ravencroft or whatever the fuck this thing is.
Yeah.
I'm cursing a lot today. But you end up where they're just fighting. And then I love at the end, they're at the meat packing district. And I'm talking, they are packing meat. I'll tell you that. Because at the end, they're like, yeah, pretty good getting these traffickers. I'm like, I hate when you do that. I hate randomly to make these guys oh man, they were pieces of crap.
Yeah, so you just get to beat up on them carte blanche.
Yeah, they're just beating them up, and then we find out. But you have the mask deal, and
this guy's wailing on them they're dead. I mean,
yeah, and it's you get to see a little chasm. They're talking back and forth, and he's like, "You're gorgeous inside, baby." And then she takes off the mask. Remember at one point in that Erica Schultz thing, too, the masks were starting to get a little bit over the top and things like that. She does a lot of horror masks. She was Jason at one point. It was pretty cool. This isn't that great.
A witch.
The art's good.
Yeah.
But you end up where she's like, thanks for doing this for me, something I like to do. I'm like, if it wasn't that, were you going to let the traffickers go? It felt really odd. It's almost like, oh, man, I don't feel like going out to the movies tonight. Okay, well, let's let the traffickers go. It was the idea of thanks for agreeing to come and stop these traffickers. And then he's like, I got to get going. I have breakfast thing with your hot boss. I'm like, I don't know why she would be jealous. She knows that Ben's not going to do anything. They've been through quite some bit. I mean, for crying out loud, the guy was trapped in limbo, in the limbo embassy at one point. And, he stayed faithful. But then you have this weird thing. Remember, I thought that this Mara, and I'd say Mara, I guess that's how you pronounce it, but I thought that she had a terminal illness.
Yep.
But it seems that her son is just a piece of shit. That's what I'm getting. Now, I'm sure that he's probably on the same. It seems like she wants to tell him more, but everything about it is this kid getting in trouble at school. So we'll have to see what it means. But Norman shows up, and he's like, hey, yeah, I want to talk to Peter. And then they have this weird thing of he shows up, he is kind of friends with Peter. Now, this is Ben, but she doesn't know that. But it would be like me showing up and I'm like, hey, I want to talk to Matt. Hey, Matt, you want to go get a sandwich or something? And somebody's there with you. I'm like, I am going to call my lawyers and I'm going to put a lawsuit up there. I'm like, I don't know that that's going to stick.
No.
You're in a public place. He comes up and
I'm just saying hello.
Also, you have to have this Mara say, you're the type of person who says no or doesn't know what no means, especially when it comes from somebody like me. I'm like, are you just bragging about it? It's so weird. And then she gets a call. He ends up being nice. The scene is all over the place. You end up where also Ben, at the one point, he's really good at pretending everything except being nice to Norman. Like he cannot even stand to look at Norman. But is he doing that because it's just him instead of him trying to be Peter?
He doesn't have the same relationship that Peter has. He's going to hate him.
He doesn't have that with Ben or Brian Nearing either. He's pretending to be Peter
or Myra either. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. This should be where he's pretending and he hates every minute of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all in all, it's now it actually is Norman trying to talk to Ben and tell him about being Spider-Man, and it just feels weird because then I thought he knew already. I thought he found it out last issue, but he didn't. But he just says, and he's like, "You think you're Spider-Man?" And then he leaves. Very odd. And then you get all of this is going to be a lot of, because you just keep switching scenes, because then you get Aunt May. In this letters, it's like, and P.S. I'm nailing whatever Rodrigo. I can't remember what his name was.
I think so. Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like, and by the way, if I have a coffee cup outside the door, don't come in. You don't want to see shit. That's what Eric Lindros used to do when he was on the Flyers. But and also she keeps showing up with letters that just say Peter on it in exactly the same way, because then Janine has a pile of them over there. Like, I don't know. And then it's weird. Like, Aunt May knocks on the door. It's Janine with a mask that opens up.
Like first a blonde lady.
Yeah. Now, maybe you could have had that she got I don't know why, but she's got a Felicia mask or an MJ. And
somebody that Aunt May knows.
And maybe it like messes things up or something with MJ. But in the meantime, Aunt May has hung out with Shay. They had that one. Remember when Peter didn't show up and she seemed to like Shay, but then she opens the door. This lady's here. And then Aunt May legit in this roundabout way says, "Oh, I guess Peter isn't thinking much about anything because he's nailing you, you hot chick." Like, she actually says that. And then Janine's like, "Oh, no. He talks about you sometimes." And then Aunt May almost points to like, "That's kind of kinky." Like, it's very odd. Weird. And then he says, "Oh, he does think about you." And then she's like, "Well, then every 2 issues in this series, they completely about face what's going on with Aunt May and Peter. At one point, they're having brunch. Next thing, the one guy thinks Peter's high. Then Aunt May's,
he's helping her set up her new house.
He's setting up things, and then you'll just go back to
he's volunteering at feast.
Now he is missing, and the play. It should be more of the center on Ben, and that Ben should be realizing that he has to make
why can't Ben just go talk to her?
He has to make appearances, and he's not. So Janine should be like, "Oh, the Ben, you got it," but they never say anything. But again, it's Aunt May. In my mind, Peter will get not mad at Aunt May, but he'll screw things up at the drop of a dime. Aunt May, it takes like one hot afternoon before she is done with him again. Well, if he doesn't get a call.
That's a good point. Like he's covering him for him at work, but not the most important person in his life, Aunt May. And Ben would know that.
No, Ben knows that.
Yeah.
That's important to Ben too.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just weird. And so, but Janine realizes, and legit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's at least 15 letters there. So that means she has done this over and over. But who was there to get the other letters? Is it always some other hot chick?
Puts them under the door usually. This time that blonde was there.
I just wanted that it's like always like a different mask. Then it's a dude. Then it's a monster.
Also,
then it's a crocodile.
If you look at it though, you and me, we both don't answer the front door, right?
Yeah, no.
Some lady comes and slides something on your door, you're just going to let her walk away. You're not going to open the door and confront her.
But I guess, and also she's like got the shirt, look with the shirt and no pants, right?
Yeah.
Also,
probably no underwear or anything.
Tell me, what would it matter if she answered as Janine?
It wouldn't matter.
I don't think Aunt May knows Janine. I don't know offhand, but I don't think she does. That'd be a weird deal, but why would it matter? I don't get it. Be funny. Answers no pants shirt, and it's like J. Jonah Jameson. That'd be pretty good. And she's like, "Oh, I have the wrong mask on." We all wear masks in our life, but yeah. And then I tried. That's the thing too. Aunt May leaves, and then Judy goes, "I tried, Peter." So, no, you didn't. Tell Ben to get his ass over and have dinner. That's all you need to do.
Or she could get a Peter mask and wear that.
Would be funny. Maybe that's what it's leading to, and then it'll be like I said.
So there's gonna be 4 Peters. Great.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. It would be like the idea I mentioned to you before we started, the American Dad episode where Francine dresses up as Frank from Chicago. He'll be Peter. She'll be Peter from New York. She'll go fart a lot, do like weird shit. That'd be great. Actually, it'd be the best if she really starts liking Peter a lot. Like, you are the best Peter there's ever been. But yeah, you have these letters. What are these letters saying? She even has like, well, in the letter, there's Gregory Riley passed, which again should have something to do with Ben, like when you get that. But the idea of like, oh, did he know him? I don't know. I don't even know if it's
you don't know
seen.
if he's related to, if he knows this guy.
It's a nothing seen.
So why are you telling him then?
I don't know. What are these other letters? Dear Peter, I had to lift a pound of grain because you weren't there, you jerk. Like, I don't know why she's giving him Dear Diary letters every day.
Yeah, Dear Peter, I'm still waiting on that $8,000 cash you lost it for a feast or whatever it was.
And by the way, did you ever get that check from Norman? You jerk. Like all those things. And also, by the way, I just opened up the refrigerator and there was a freaking Sentient sandwich in there. It was yelling at me like it was Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah,
we called it Cody Ziegler. That's what we called it, and then ate it.
And Spider Boy's mom hasn't been paying rent. We're kicking her out.
Yeah, we're kicking out. Now, so that what's her name's parents, who supposedly got a job, they're out. Also, it's weird. The Cody Ziegler Sentient sandwich, the thing ate itself. It was crazy. But yeah, nonsense. Then we go off to tell you, while Ben leaves, he leaves the restaurant. You end up where Norman's going to have this nice little moment where and this actually, the best part of is when you end up having Mom or Ohm, Dr. Ohm, as they're calling her. She says, well, I'm having problems. She seems to be a single mom. I'm having problems with my kid. I keep getting calls. And he's like, yeah, I know how that is. And she's like, well, what are you talking about? And he's like, my son, I should have been there for more and really only realized that now. It was a nice little moment. And then I think she says, like, are you trying to hit on me? And then this mecha comes in that seems to have a remote control helmet visor thing that's the lady at the end. But that gets a little wonky. But the idea where it comes in and says, where's Norman Osborn? We don't want to kill anybody else, but we'll do property damage. Oh, my God. And then Captain Kitsugi comes in. And then he's dropping the captain. Because nobody pays attention to him.
It's too confusing.
What's confusing is how this got past the desk.
I don't think the captain is what's confusing. I think it's the Kintsugi part.
Yeah. No, I legit think the confusing part is who the hell are you?
Who is this
Doesn't
kid?
matter if you're a captain. It'd be funny. He's like, I'm a sergeant now. I'm Lieutenant Kintsugi. Yeah, and so he comes in to attack the mecha. And he throws a bunch of discs like he's Tron, and then they hit like they look like CDs. They're mixtape CDs. Probably one's like Red Hot Chili Peppers. What is that, like Blood, Sex, Magic?
Or he downloaded a couple albums from Napster or something.
Oh yeah, yes, that where he wrote on it grunge and that deal, and it's like nonsense. Plus, he's definitely one of those assholes who will have like one of those mixtapes. And it'll have the same group, like 3 songs in a row. Oh, bullshit. You don't do that.
It's either that or he's AOL discs that he's got sitting around.
He's like, finally, something we can use these for. He actually got them from Trash Island. So he throws these discs and then goes, nothing? Not even a glitch? That sucks. I'm like, I don't like you. I don't like you at all.
I wish the Spider Slayer would just killed him right there.
That would have been funny. Just chopped its head off.
Yeah.
And it's like, take that. Actually says, take that, Captain Kintsugi. Gets the whole name right.
Well, if you think about it,
the captain is definitely not the problem.
If you think about, one of his powers should be that he can stitch himself back together.
It is true with the Kintsugi,
right? So
yeah, that would be kind of cool.
He gets his arm chopped off, and he just put it right back on.
And it gets like really like bright
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well,
I mean,
we haven't really seen him without that
what
thing.
is he doing?
It might be. Maybe he is that. That'd be kind of cool.
So this would be a good opportunity to do that to him, then.
Right now, what his power is, he annoys me. He has an awful outfit and Jose Canseco.
It looks better than what John Romito Jr. was drawing, though.
Yeah, he still looks like some guy who hangs out at the arcade and thinks that he's like a karate expert.
Yeah, white outfits are never the best, I don't think.
Yeah. He does say to Norman later, he's like, well, I do know karate.
Like Gray.
All right, pal. Yeah, Gray. He's probably at a festival right now.
Is it karate or is it jiu-jitsu or is it taekwondo?
No, I think he might do it. I think he does because the Gracies do the taekwondo, right?
Okay.
That's more of the
he's jiu-jitsu,
South
maybe?
American. Yeah, I think he's jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
I have to kind of get there with how he does it. I believe he's jiu-jitsu or gymkata.
Okay.
But he ends up where you end up, the discs didn't work. And what actually this usually plays out, what are those discs doing? Because he goes, not even a glitch? That sucks. Usually these things are something like, you'll have the mecha say, oh man, your bullshit didn't work. Oh, didn't it? And then it'll do something, but it does nothing. And then says, not even a glitch, that sucks. And then the mecha says, not as much as a stay in the hospital with a fractured spine. And then he says, oh boy. It's so stupid. And then Norman comes out. And then Norman's like, man, you know what really got my groove back? Daylight. I can really work well in the daylight. I am a Spider-Man in the day. Holy cripes, I can do this stuff. And then you end up where he's like, it's different. The sun feels brighter. I feel exposed, vulnerable, seen. And then Kintsugi goes, sick. Then we go off. Then we go off to Rand Applied, where we have what I like to call Mushroom Guy Ben, right, or Brian. Bitch lady, that she's sassy. I'll give her that.
That's supposed to be his girlfriend, right? I guess they're setting it up that way.
Because they were trying to set him up at one point. Like she was not getting set up with anybody, but she's there. I'm thinking that at the end, she's a ghost. I'm telling you, she's there to be there to just say at the end, like, oh, like, man, you didn't do anything, didn't I? And then she leaves because all she does is say, your math is wrong. But if that's the case, she must know the right math, but she's just hanging. I don't get it. She is legit. Looks like she's there to open up the energy drinks that are probably those ones that Kingsley was doing. And ends up like, I don't know.
My God, he's drinking a lot of those things.
Oh, geez, look at that shit. Those are like tall boys, too.
Oh,
Plus, he's now completely changed. That's the problem with too many artists, too.
He doesn't look anything like him.
The guy goes from 28 and dumpy to 30 and in better shape to 45. He looks like Ben Urich. It's who he looks like.
Yeah, like a young Ben Urich.
Yeah. He's going to start like doing stupid, investigative reporting. But she's there. Well, I'm telling you, you're as smart as Peter. Not as sexy, but you're as smart as him. But he has the drive. But we know the drive is he wants to get this done and get the hell out. He told Janine. With that, this girl, number one, should be the one who, and it's Astrid. Astrid should be the one who keeps saying, something's wrong with Peter. Like somebody has to realize that it's Ben because he's not acting like Peter. And I wish it was her. Like she's just in tune with everything and like whatever. But she just says, you got to figure it out. Your mushroom rooms, it's not going to go well with Peter's thing. You got your peanut butter and my chocolate. It's not going to work.
It's like Peter's kicking your ass, dude. Either shape up or ship out.
Yeah.
Basically,
so
I don't know.
Peter's going to get a promotion. You're going to get fired. He's got the eye of the tiger. You're a dumpy.
I would just be like, okay, Peter's good at this. I'm good at some stuff. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'd say nobody's getting anywhere without my mushrooms. I'm the mushroom guy. And
Peter's
again,
only here because of me, and now you're going to throw that in my face?
Next thing you know, either she's going to spill those drinks onto something and it's going to turn into some fucking weird thing, or he's going to get fired and turn into the Mushroom King. It's going to be like some crazy deal. It's odd. So then we go back to the fight with Spider-Man, the Norman Osborn Spider-Man, and it's just he keeps thinking to himself. And then also with that, this mecha deal, they're there to take care of Norman, but we still don't quite know why. And they are like, we don't need you. We're not after you, Spider-Man. We're after Norman. He knows what he did. We're going to get it. And hey, and then they even say at one point to Dr. Ohm, what do you like, Norman Osborn? What is you got the hots for him? She's like, no, he's a piece of shit. But she says it in a weird way that didn't flow. I don't get it.
You know what I was thinking about Myra, whatever, Dr. OM? Her initials are Mom.
Yeah, I said that at the beginning.
And she's talking about a son. There's something going on there.
Yeah.
Maybe his name is SON?
That'd be great. It's like Steve Otsmain Alho.
I don't know. I mean, there's something going on there, though.
Yeah, or just it's bullshit.
Or just it's bullshit,
It might be. Kintsugi is blocking things. At one point, he throws the shield to, it's such a Cap moment, but he throws the shield to Norman, and then Norman has to say, I thought your shield was bullshit. It was pretty good. I thought you got it at a flea market. But nope. And then you get that crazy, like, hey, Mama, we're all crazy now. We get Quiet Riot up in here.
I will say, though, I mean, you can disagree or whatever. I think I love the art. I think this is one of the coolest Spider-Man costumes yet. I love it. Like with the red eyes and stuff. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Like just maybe the symbol.
McGinnis is doing a good job with this.
I might like it a little more, but yeah, he's whipping around, and luckily there's no. I don't think anybody's manning this thing. It's remotely manned.
Oh, thank
or else
God.
That person's dead. But Norman wouldn't care, right?
Not
and
really,
then
no.
Also, this is the other thing that we've now got. Every time Norman dons the suit, he does something that says, "You know what? Never realized how amazing that Peter was. Oh my goodness, I am his biggest fan now because he truly is amazing." And it's getting long in the tooth. That was something that people were jumping on and saying, "Man, it's really good to see Norman, get this," and Joe Kelly really gets the character. Whatever, he just keeps repeating stuff. And
It's a half-ass thing like we did with what's his name, Dr. Octopus when he had Spider-Man. That was so much better than this. This is
that's exactly.
It's
superior stuff again, but not even good.
Like inferior Spider-Man?
That was when he went off to San Francisco and really was superior Spider-Man and tried to learn. That was awesome. That Christos Gage series, I loved that. And then it just ended. But yeah, so, I mean, Norman, what are they trying to get from this? Because it looks like it's supposed to show, like, Norman, don't you get it? This is what being good is. But we've had that. We've had that already, and nobody liked it. And so you ended up thinking, here we go, the Goblin deal. But then Peter took that. Like, everything is just nothing. And this is nothing. And the weird thing about it is, it's like, if it was just this, I mean, I don't know. At least we know we're going back to space. But that's, when you say that, man, I'm glad that we're going back to space to have Peter. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
No.
But that's the better part. But this is just not good. It's just random stuff happening. Ben and Janine fight guys that at the end we find out, they're traffickers, just to have a fight. Then in this fight, it's Kintsugi shows up and they're fighting this tech thing that just feels more goofy still than anything. They don't feel like a threat. It just feels goofy. Is because then at the end, after Norman just rips apart this whole deal, and it becomes, you're right, I've mentioned that Superior, that second Superior deal.
Yeah.
In that, what the big thing was is Ock really liking when people like, oh my God, I'm getting applauded.
Yeah,
this
he responded to it. Yeah.
But remember at one point, like, he would go and there'd be like people under rubble and shit, and he's like, I don't care about them, and he'd leave. And then he had to be told to go back.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, he's like, I got to go do my other things. And he learned how to be it. Well, in this, it's like Norman, like, oh man, this feels great. I love it. They're cheering for me. Here you go, Kintsugi. At one point, Kintsugi looks over and everybody looks like they're cheering for him, except Ben. Ben has a stick up his ass that is at least 10 foot tall, and it looks bad. I'm telling you, Ben is smarter than this. Ben knows how to play the game. He should be playing the game. He should be clapping like, oh my God, Spider-Man, come here. I want to, you better stop this bullshit. Like, I'm telling you, he should be doing the surface level acting all happy to the point where they realize, like, somebody should be going up to Peter constantly saying, man, I haven't seen you this happy in years, because he's faking being happy and then not realizing what really Ben's doing is, oh no, he's acting like Peter, a sad sack, miserable prick.
Yeah, lately, yeah.
Yeah, he's just got those arms crossed.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but it's legit. You can mention any scenario. I'm not on the street clapping and whooping and hollering. You know what I mean? If somebody's done something, I might go, hey, good job, man. And I'd already be walking away.
If there's a Spider Slayer fighting Spider-Man, I'm out of there, dude.
Well, I'm gone.
I mean,
I'm in Wawa getting a coffee.
Yeah.
Like, and I wouldn't even, I pretend I have a Bluetooth in that I can't hear shit. That's what I'm doing. I pretend I'm listening to music. But no, when it's over, I'd be like, hey, is everybody okay? I wouldn't even say that. I'd just walk away. I wouldn't be here. People are like cheering. They're pumping their fists.
You're not a guy that gets excited.
That is true.
You know?
That is true. But I wouldn't be as mean or as Ben, but I'd definitely be on my phone shit talking everybody the minute it's over. I'm like, and this Kintsugi guy, that guy's an asshole. He's throwing the shield around. I almost got hit. Call my lawyer. But yeah, he's like, man, you're pretty good. I thought that shield sucked, but it's pretty good, man. We could be a team. I'm like, okay. And Ben just, it's so weird. At the one point, he's not even like, it's just a weird look.
Yeah.
But he should be pretending. And then we go back to the base of these assholes, and you end up, it's like, you have these guys, these hooded guys. You have the lady who was in the mecha, but remotely. Yeah, and they're like, and even that, it's like, why did you engage Spider-Man, Electo? And like, shut up, let me think, Jesus Christ. And they're like, and then from the shadows, you get, think less. When the wrong things cloud your mind, you people see a failure. I see the first iteration of a device that will absolutely make Osborn suffer. I'm like, but you didn't even see us. It's so weird. And then it's like, your experiment is a success, my friends. You just need more expertise and a little more style. And it's Roger Kingsley with the, wraparound VR that he's going to do something. I'm like, yes, like, what are you talking about?
I guess the joke is supposed to be they're going after Norman, but they were fighting Spider-Man, which means they were fighting Norman, but they didn't know they were fighting Norman. They didn't know it,
but also why did you engage? They didn't engage Spider-Man. Spider-Man engaged them.
Yes.
Like, he even said to Spider-Man, hey, I'm not here for you, I'm after Norman. In the meantime, I don't know how this experiment was ever looked at by Roderick as being a success, except for possibly the guy's high on his own product. Or that. But this is the thing too. It reminds me that it's when you end up knowing somebody who tries some sort of stupid scheme and stuff like that, and it doesn't work, and then they have like 5 sheds of this bullshit soda in it, and so every time you go over, they're offering you like 5 of these sodas. I think that's what Brian's getting them free at the beginning. Like, this has been a thing because I know a lot of wacko people who decide that one guy, he was going to make these. It was like a disc of. It was just a plastic disc that it was called that. What was it called? Like the anal window. It was called.
What?
And what you were supposed to do is you put it. It had instructions. You put it in your belly button, so then you can look at your asshole without having to put your head up your ass. It was the worst.
Like a mirror or something?
Yeah, it was just a joke of like, hey, you always have your head up your ass.
Oh, okay.
Put this here to see it. Their whole marketing was built on, we're going to send these things were just little tiny pieces of plastic. We're going to send it to Howard Stern. He's going to love it. And he'll do free advertising and we'll sell 1 million. And they didn't sell any. I'm like, are you serious?
Did Howard ever get it?
No. Yeah. The hell would he?
Howard wants real advertisers.
Yeah. He's not going to just grab somebody for the hell of it. So they had all these, and then another one was, and these were all my old boss, my buddy Pete and Jay's stepdad and mom. They knew a guy, and the guy thought he was like some sort of like lounge singer. Terrible. But Bud, my buddy Pete and Jay's stepdad, was trying to be nice. Yeah, you're great. So the guy ended up spending $15,000 to do a professional recording.
Yeah, recording, yep.
Of
like
a
20
thing.
minutes at a studio.
Oh, yeah, he was at the studio. He had some guy, and he was doing like, you got me on the... It was so bad. He was so bad. But I remember the one. It was that song, but it was "You Got Me." It's like Bob Dylan meets Frank Sinatra somehow. In the meantime, he spent all that money, and then when he pressed the CDs, they spelt generations wrong. It ended up being Genertations. It was they're so good. And he had a picture of him and his grandson on the cover because it
Generations, yeah.
Yeah, but it was Genertations. So every time we saw that guy, we would legit, hey, he put on Genertations. And the guy would like almost die. He wanted to end it. But yeah, this isn't great. But what would you give this?
I enjoyed the art. I mean, the some of it. I'd give it a 5.5.
Yeah, I'm a 5. Just a straight 5. So
I'm just waiting for the new next issue, which is if you look at the cover for the next issue, I guess the costumes cool. Like going against them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably Cindy.
Warlock. Yeah, no, it's the Warlock stuff.
Yeah, so that's weird.
But still, it's just another annoying thing we have to deal with.
But 5 and a 5.5. We wasted some time. I apologize if people are mad that we got a little off track with me talking about my buddy's dad in the anal window or whatever. That's just how things go. I'm still running scared because the one guy was ripping into me and Greg
he'll be all right.
Because we talked like 2 minutes about something else other than absolute Wonder Woman.
30-second skip, dude. You can figure it out.
Yeah. That's sorry that we're you might cramp up that. Best
double tap.
Yeah, please. But we'll go on to the next book, and I was just going to say. We don't have to waste time here because this
will be fast.
And it is the Red Band. It is the Punisher #2. It's not great. I had people even said when I put the podcast up on YouTube that people were really going on and on about how Ben Percy was like great on that first issue. That it was stupendous. Superb, they said. And I don't know. Thought it was kind of goofy with the old lady. And it wasn't the greatest, but I think people are desperate to get at least any sort of semblance of Frank back, even if it is kind of under the thumb of Kingpin, where I just want to imagine that Ben Percy has listened to the podcast one time, and what he heard was you get mad because you do not like seeing Kingpin nude.
It's an overdose today.
It happens in Born Again. Like anytime Kingpin shows up. And so in this, he legit strips down
What
for
is up
you.
with his body?
I don't know, but he does a sexy strip tease for you. There's no reason.
No.
I don't even know why he did it. At the one point, I'm like, he wasn't getting in the bath.
He's
Usually
doing this
it's
so
when
he
he's
can whip
working
himself.
up. Yeah, and he's like whipping himself. I'm like, I don't like this.
No.
Like that shit I don't like.
I don't characteristically, I don't think the Kingpin would do that to himself.
Yeah, but it's because he's
flagellation or whatever
he
it is.
Screwed up. He found that religion, and when all that went out of him. But I don't need them to go that far to show that. Where he's.
I used to watch Boardwalk Empire on HBO, one of the best shows, and this guy Michael Shannon, the actor, would do this, and it was like those episodes. I was always like, oh God, we just
calm himself down.
Yeah, he was like a religious wacko, and he would do stuff, and then he would feel bad about it. And
so he would punish himself.
Yeah, but it fit to that. But this is just. I don't know, man.
Yeah, because Kingpin's like, is he doing it because of his sins of the past?
I guess. I don't know.
Is he doing it because of what he's doing now? Because he seems to be very into this revenge game that he's doing now to take down people in this religious way. But it's kind of.
I don't see him as a hero.
It gets
he's a
swirled
villain.
around. It doesn't really work here.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it when he was kind of trying to explain it to Matt and Elektra. Because that kind of works there, but here it doesn't really work. And what you're going to get a lot in this issue, and I don't need it, is narration about how badass Punisher is. I'd rather see it. I'd rather see Frank being badass than just being told he could do this. You do, but it's just him. Actually, very Terminator-esque is what it really feels like in the deal. But he shoots out a tire of a truck. I mean, he doesn't really do that much, but you just do it. Don't have and when we get to it, it just is like over the top narration.
And then they open up with this old lady, like he's in the house still, and she's calling the cops on him.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that she was
out of her mind.
I kind of liked that she was going with it. Before we thought it was goofy, but I thought because she says her husband died,
she's lonely.
I just thought that she's like, and what would have been funny is for Frank to have this weird safe house with this old lady because she doesn't care.
Yeah.
That and
like they're
also,
kind of like co-conspirators in a way.
Yeah, or like she's so desperate to have company that she overlooks everything. But in the meantime, nobody's messing with her in this neighborhood anymore.
And then
I think
he
she
protects her. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be a cool play.
Or she had some like street toughs bothering her, and Frank takes care of them, or something.
Or even
in a really violent way.
All of a sudden, Frank goes out, and these kids are there, and they're like, "Yeah, what are you, U.S.?" Like stuff like that. But Frank doesn't want to. And then she comes out and blows their head off.
Yeah, stuff like that.
And then actually, Frank's like, I'm kind of afraid of
like
you.
She's
actually,
crazier than him.
You know what it gets to be like? It's almost getting to be like the Deadpool movies.
Yes,
Blind Out. That's what it seems like.
That's
we're
what
getting
I thought
towards.
it was, which I'm fine
but
with.
It would
That's
work.
cool. Yeah,
and like her husband seemed to be into a lot of things that Frank was into. So it might be like nice. She starts calling him like the husband's name or something.
And Frank comes home one day and she has like sexy lingerie on.
Yeah. And then she's like, let's go. Big one. Hey, that ain't happening. But yeah, and so she calls the police while he's still there. Wait until I know you want to call the police about this, but wait until he leaves and then just call and whatnot. And she's like, he's here and he's in the guns.
He wants all the guns.
And then he shoots the phone. Like right next to her.
Well, that phone has no business being alive anymore these days anyway.
True.
So.
Yeah, she's old, right? Yeah, it's funny. He shoots the phone. She's like, oh my God. She still thinks that they're on the other end. And she's like, oh my God, he's shooting the ribbon candy now. He's going around just shooting all the bullshit. Oh my God, there goes my quilts. But yeah, she's like, and he goes, keys. And of course, he's 900 feet tall. That shotgun is so small on him. And what taxidermist makes that crazy wolf bear thing?
Oh, yeah.
That thing is
snarling at you.
I think it's weird. But yeah, and keys in the car. I keep them in the car. I'm like, this isn't a good neighborhood, lady. You trying to get this sold? She's like, I'm trying to get insurance.
That car is old as crap. That's like a 1987 something.
She's old as crap.
Sucks, this car.
She says, oh my God, he shot my Werthers. She just keeps saying, oh my God, my Epsom salts. What am I going to do with my feet? Like, he just shoots things. I like there's that stupid hole in the wall. Yeah. So then he goes off and he is going to take care of this truck. This truck has arrived. And it's like, well,
human traffickers
I love
on it.
Too. It's like this. And I'm telling you, the way that it goes about, I'm like, Ben Percy, you don't have to do it you don't have to try this hard. He goes, it's come to my attention that a shipment has arrived at the Red Hook container terminal. The container number has been swapped several times. So the logbooks, get this, man. It looks like it's coming from Costa Rica, but it's really coming from Kurdistan. I'm like, okay. There's pieces of shit all over the place. Like, I don't know why it's just coming in, but you have to play that game. And so he's like, okay, the container's full of people, Frank. People, I say. They're to be trafficked. I like this discussion. Like, Frank does not know. Like, he's so dumb. Like, they're going to be trafficked. Sold into sexual slavery. Like, I get it now. Like, just the idea that if I said to you right now, we're going to stop this container, there's people in it, they're being trafficked, you'd know what's happening. But I wouldn't have to go, like, Ben Percy is, I think he's a basic bitch. But you end up where it says, most humans are cannibals. I've decided they feed on each other. But not you and I, Frank. We eat ourselves.
This made no sense.
At this point, Frank has taken his earpiece out and shot it. There's no way he's listening to this bullshit. There's no way.
Yeah, was he in his ear? Right? Was that a thing?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just. I'm assuming.
How is he controlling him again? Is there something in his head or something?
I don't know. Yeah, he has that thing in his head. So he's just doing it. So he's talking like, he's just talking to himself, but saying about Frank. But I want it to be on a comm.
Yeah.
And Frank's just like, what the hell are you talking about? Eat ourselves. What do you think I am? And he's like, listen, Frank, we eat ourselves. I'm telling you, I went to at least 5 yoga classes, and let me tell you, I can eat myself right now. And then he gets nude.
So
or at least in his
someone
briefs.
that eats himself, are they like a super cannibal? What is that? Like, you're still a cannibal.
That's the thing. He's big, metaphor Johnny here. So then he goes.
And look at this freaking body, dude. It's
I don't know what the hell this body is.
I don't either.
This is one of the worst drawn
He's not
bodies.
skipping shoulders, man. Jesus.
He's not skipping leg day. Jesus Christ, these legs are.
What's he skipping? The ab workout, I guess.
No, what he's skipping is a proper way to do biceps and triceps because his arms are messed up. Look at where the bicep looks like it's been dislocated off of the bone, and then it's like wrapped around, and they grafted some thing on the back of his tricep. It doesn't even make sense. And also, guy does not do abs.
Yeah, I'm saying he missed it. He's not doing crunches, and there's no way he can touch his toes.
There's no way you're getting that ripped everywhere else and have a big stomach.
No.
I mean, you could be a power lifter, I get it, but it's still.
You see those guys with the big stomachs, though? They still have 6 packs, though, or 8 packs, or whatever.
Yeah, the power lifters always have that thing, and then they're the guys who, like, when they lift it and blow out their ass ring, all of a sudden they've got problems. We eat our hearts when we allow ourselves to care. You got me, Frank? You hear what I'm saying now?
I
don't. Come on, give me something here. I'm flailing. And then he gets out his flail, starts hitting himself, and there's Red Band, and I don't need that.
That's also, Red Band crap, you think?
Yeah. Also, when you do it at
Kids,
first,
don't do this at home.
No, at first it looks like you want to show the art is not great in this.
No, it sucks.
His back, it looks like at one point it's supposed to look scarred. To me, it looks like a bunch of
sweat.
It looks like a bunch of guys came and signed his back. It looks like signatures. I think there's my name there.
That's one way of putting it. Maybe it looks like something
else.
else.
One point.
Yeah.
Look on, if you're looking right at it, go from the middle and then go over to the right. I swear that's a guy's name. I swear that there's somebody's name written there.
Yeah.
He starts, and also he's whipping himself from the front to the back. I don't think it works great. He should have somebody else do it. This is where you get Wesley should be coming in. Wesley, I need the whippings. And then he's like, this isn't you and me. This is where, again, the dialogue is, we know that Kingpin is controlling Frank, making him do things. He's on a righteous quest to take down bad guys. He's going to stop this as traffickers. But the problem is that we're not getting it enough. What you should also be showing legit is Kingpin going and handing out turkeys or working. Like, you need something to really, like, just him saying, hey, go kill them traffickers. He's done that before. It's just that he wanted to traffic them himself. He's changed his ways, but it doesn't feel any different. And then Frank's just going to go do Frank things. And then he's going to whip himself and says, look at us, the White King and his Black Knight. And then Frank's like, don't get racist, pal. And then they move on. But yeah, he's there, and Frank starts there. This is where the narration then starts. His vision's narrowed down to a scope's focus. And the Hugh L. Carey tunnel might as well be the rifle's barrel. I'm like, I don't need this. Like, we just had stupid talk from Kingpin. Who's talking? This omnipotent, it's a pretentious narrator is what it is.
Yeah, it's not Frank, it's not Kingpin.
And then it's like, Kingpin's in, this gets sexy. This made me laugh. Kingpin is inside him, like a finger curled around a trigger. I'm like, Ben Percy does this at points, and I swear he thinks this is really deep. It is not. It's almost.
Is he trying to make like a Frankencastle kind of thing again, or something here?
Know. I think he's just being. I don't know, because then he says, Frank, and all this is going is Frank's just driving down the street with the shotgun, and he's going to shoot out a tanker to blow up things so he can go in and nobody will disturb them in the tunnel, and then he'll take out the trafficker deal, who really should just floor it and they'd be fine. But in the meantime, it says Frank doesn't have to think, he only has to do, and what he does is punish. I'm like, this is so hokey. It is eye-rolling hokey. I'm sure some people will like it.
Well, I mean, at one point the car's on fire.
Oh yeah,
it's still driving. There's one cool part where he cocks the shotgun. He like throws it up in the air while he's driving.
Yeah,
and
that was 100% cool, Terminator.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
That's when I thought.
That's
Terminator.
where I've seen that. Yeah.
And he's doing what I just saw a thing with Arnold where he wasn't supposed to be Terminator, but then he started yelling about whoever's Terminator better do this, and this, and the whole thing was Terminators would never look at the gun.
Yeah, there's
they're
no
a
need
machine.
Yeah.
So they'd be doing it. They'd know how to.
They can clean it without looking at it. Or
that's
whatever.
how Frank kind of is here. So he's going, and it almost looks like we're back at the Ghost Rider book, like just the way it is with the flame. But you're doing that. So then out of nowhere, we decide that we have to go to Ed Sheeran and Grace Jones.
Yep.
These two, I'm like, why? And you go back and they end up where, hey, we got a call from an old lady who says that they think it's him and he's doing this in a car. And I'm like, you pretty much just slammed the brakes on your scene and then you just go back to it. Like it's the worst pacing to go and see Ed Sheeran
in the middle of this
Jones.
Crazy action stuff. Yeah, you go to those
guys. You just stop for them to find
just
out
to set them up for the last page
that they were able to get. Yeah, so you should have had this before. He left. You have Kingpin flailing himself, and then have this scene of we just got word of this. They're not going to be able to get to him in time anyway. You don't stop the biggest action scene in the book to then have them just sitting around standing talking.
I mean,
about getting a license plate.
I mean, the action scene, if this were like a TV show or a movie, would be really cool, I think. I mean,
but I don't think you'd
a lot
stop
of money
in the
to make
middle.
it. But
you wouldn't stop to go to an office.
This is like Fast and the Furious stuff.
Yeah. So then you go back and his car's on fire. Still a lot of people in that tunnel. He claims they're not going to, but you better watch it. But then you get, I don't know, Johnny Tombstone driving this thing, and he's yelling, this thing's skidding all around. I swear to God, the traffic people will be dead. All that going on for this guy to start screaming, you can't be alive. I don't know how you know this or who you are or whatever. And it's like, no, you're effing dead. No,
Punisher is dead and gone.
Yeah, he's dead and gone.
Meanwhile, he somehow got out of the car in front of him, and now is advancing on him.
He got so far ahead, got out of the car and starts walking on him. And I can only assume that what did it were those moon boots that he's wearing.
Those boots are freaking me out.
Those are weird.
Those are straight out of 1975.
Right? Also, I don't think in my case, I wouldn't wear those big heavy gloves while I'm shooting either.
You need dexterity.
I need the touch. But those moon boots, I mean, seriously. Got leg warmers on.
He's got the buckles.
He's getting physical. So then he comes out. And then the guy just keeps yelling, the Punisher's dead and gone. The Punisher's dead and gone. While that's going on, then we go to Kingpin, who ends up having Micro.
Yeah, Microchip. Yeah, this guy. I like him. They kind of did him dirty. I don't know what. Yeah.
He is there, and it seems like he's running the show, but is he running it in a way I don't know.
Do you think Kingpin splurged on the shoulder pads, or is that just his natural look?
I think that it's just part
Straight
of that
across.
suit. He got that suit at it was a flea market where they were selling props from designing women.
It reminds me of the Office episode where Michael went and got a female suit.
Does. That's what it looks like
with the shoulder pads in it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's he's like, do you like the suit? I got it after they stopped filming Working Girl. So he ends up where he's like, hey, Micro, you doing this? I needed someone who knew Frank better than anyone. I understand you're suffering, but we're all in pain here. Like, look at me with these shoulder pads. But we hurt in the city. We hurt so the city can heal.
I hate when these guys talk about these cities like they're living organisms.
All this is hokey.
Yeah.
And then he's like, who is your favorite character from Sex and the City? And then the guy's like, I don't know what that is. And then he kills him. But yeah, so
and then the Batman Who Laughs shows up later. I think next page.
Well, then we go, and then I think it's Tombstone, but it doesn't look like it.
It's Tombstone.
I'm looking at the guy. He looks like Eddie Munster version, like the Batman Who Laughs. Like you said, it looks weird. Yeah, look at that. That's why it's red band. Everybody's freaky. But you end up where the flailing was the first part of the red band. We'll get to the next part, which I don't know this drawing. I don't know. It looks like one of those crown roasts. That's what this guy's hand ends up with. So Ed Sheeran goes out into the car and he's calling in a favor to somebody, but I don't know of these people. So he's doing that and he's like, and he's like, I know it's annoying, but now would be best. We've got a pile of bodies, a mountain of drugs, and a perp who isn't afraid to shoot at cops. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks. I'm like, all right. Out of nowhere, Tombstone's in the back seat. He has the craziest looking combo of a hatchet, knife, brass knuckles I've ever seen in my life.
That's wild.
But I want one.
Uh-huh.
It looks pretty cool, but I don't know. Like, look at that.
From the perspective, it's hard to tell how long it is. Like, it's
I mean, it's legit. He's not. He is not going to. He's going to have to yell off with their heads when he's doing it. It's a guillotine. It looks like a handheld guillotine that he's going to get this guy.
His
but I don't know.
hand is covering his entire face too. It's so big.
Probably stinks too. He's probably farted.
Tombstone don't wash his hands.
You know Tombstone. He's one of those guys who pick his butt and sniff it too.
Yeah.
So Frank's shooting. He shoots this guy's hand. He shoots the gut up. This is where I said it looks like one of them crown roasts.
Yeah, it does.
Roasts. And it doesn't even look like, it looks like the guy has a bunch of keys, but it's bones. He yells rah, and then just goes, I'm like, I guess this guy's on meth or PCP. Because there's no
bath
way.
salt.
You know what I mean? There's no, he's one of those, he's on the crocodile or whatever that was in the day that turned the people into the zombies. So then he's like, I'm going to effing kill you, man. And then he, with his one, how is he driving? How is he shifting and driving? That hand there's no way.
Yeah, these things have like 12 gears or something.
Also,
like
wasn't the thing like already bashed up? And he's like, gonna kill you so hard. Woo! And then you have Frank jump up. Of course, he's going to jump up on the hood. And he's like, you stay dead. Why won't you stay dead? The end.
And
I'm like, what?
I was like, thank God.
It's bad. It's goofy bad too. Like it, but not in the way I said. Where's Jason? He would be telling me at some point. I think that it's the sense of humor of Ben Percy or what they're doing. I'm like, I don't think so. This is awful.
Yeah, you guys broke
really
up
bad.
over that. You broke up the podcast over that issue. I think.
I don't think it was that.
It was a contributing factor.
I think I had enough of the Marvel books even and stuff. We were doing some X-Men. I had enough.
I think what happens is Ben Percy writes these. He probably doesn't stick to the 22 page count, and they have to make weird edits like this.
Maybe
to make it fit.
But he also, I think he thinks what he writes is badass. And it's not.
He has his moments. I think he's competent. Just he's having trouble with this one.
I in my mind, I never saw this is bad.
I like his Wolverine stuff.
I do say
like that.
But even that, was the Wendigo stuff supposed to be serious? Because that was hilarious when that Wendigo ate his friend and he was making that comic book.
Mm-hmm.
One of the funniest shit I've ever. I don't think it was supposed to be funny, but Ben Percy, he's usually just in that mid-range. He's like a 6.
Yeah.
He's like the Ben Percy 6.
That's what this is.
Occasionally, he might get up to an 8, but that's few and far. And that feels really big when he does, but I don't think he ever gets up to a 10.
When he copied that DC, what was he?
The Race of Thieves.
Yeah, with the Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that was awful.
When he did
nobody
that,
else,
I was like...
I kept pointing it out to everybody, and nobody seemed to care or realize it was.
That's crazy if you think about it, yeah.
He completely ripped off his Nightwing end and then shoved it into Ghost Rider, including at points where page counts were exact of when you had Nightwing team up with Silencer, if you remember her.
Yeah.
You had Ghost Rider. He teamed up exactly that page with Wolverine in the same kind of way. And just nonsense. It had a loop-de-loop the same way.
Yep.
And at the end, you were able to ask a big question. It was just that it was the Mobius chair at DC. I think it was what's it called? Mephisto in the one here. It's
sounds
like
right. Yeah.
Everything was like exact, and
it's
even
stuff
the
like
art
that.
was the
Yeah,
same.
that drives you nuts.
Or when he did the Ghost Rider, it seemed like you're like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like you're doing this town to town thing. And then suddenly you realize nobody's reading this book anymore. Like it went nowhere slow. And then people were bailing. Nothing happened. And that's what happens with Ben Percy a lot. People bail because they're bored. And then suddenly says, oh, but now we're going to do the big thing that ties everything together, but nobody's left reading it.
Well, another thing that might hurt this is I read it. I don't know how I necessarily feel about it, but the last week, Punisher #1 Marvel Knights came out.
Yeah.
And I think it's better than this.
Yeah.
The Jimmy Palmiotti thing.
Yeah, the only thing about this is that people will say, oh, well, at least Frank. But is Frank being Frank? Because he's really not doing much. And legit, I know that it's a tough character. I know that he's a solitary guy. But there's obviously it's worked before, correct?
Yeah.
You have that. He's not the main star in this book. Kingpin is.
Yeah,
is
we
the
don't
main
need
star.
Kingpin in another book. He's
Kingpin,
already enough.
Then you throw in these 2 detectives, Grace Jones and Ed
Ben
Sheeran.
Percy always has detectives in his stuff too.
Yeah, Talia Ward Road.
Yeah, with stuff like that. Yeah,
I swear to God, Jason kept. That's a joke, don't you? I'm like, no, I don't get it, and it's not a joke, and it never was. He was wrong.
Yep.
At least I was right on that one. Usually not. Jason's usually right.
He does research. That's how
I'll
wins.
never admit it, but he's right. But that one he wasn't.
He's tenacious with his research.
Yes,
He'll get you every time on that.
Yes, he is.
If he doesn't know the answer, he searches it out.
He's tenacious on his research and putting these sound effects up here and ruining my day. So I don't even know what these are. This one, what is this? Like, here we go. Okay, we have
That's
the
Beastie
Intergalactic.
Boys.
We have Power Fantasy My Ass. There you go.
That was a clip.
That was a clip. It's on there. I didn't put these up. You also have
Schwarzschild.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
Niels.
That's it. And then I got rid of a bunch of other things.
Good.
Too. I
Permanent
still
Ruben.
Ruben. I was messing with people on the Sus Records live thing, putting that in the middle of songs for no reason, and people couldn't tell if they heard it. It was so funny. People were like, I think I heard somebody say Ruben.
Yep.
And I just kept like sneaking.
Reuben sandwich, one of my favorites.
I do like a Reuben. I like a Rachel as well.
Never had that.
That's the turkey version.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's the Rachel.
I like open faced. I go that way.
They call that
too.
around, open face your ass. I like it. Roast beef. I like open faced and hot turkey. Open face. Those are good. But and peanut butter and jelly. Great open face sandwich.
I'm fancy. I eat my sandwiches with a knife and fork.
Oh my. I don't even own. I don't own a knife or.
I figured you don't.
Now I have.
Your kids just throw out all the silverware.
Well, they're not even here, and everything's in a box. It's just up there in the box, and they also were doing like sanding and shit, so everything has dust on it.
Contaminated.
I have plasticware now because I don't have a right now. The sink isn't set up, but I do not have any shelves. Don't have any nothing. It's bare. I have an oven now. Refrigerator and an air fryer.
How about doing a nice video walkthrough of this place and let us see it?
I should send you it. You'd be like, oh my goodness. Yeah, some of it's kind of half coming together, kind of like this issue.
I'll give it a 6.
I'm not that. I'm giving it a 4.
Okay,
I could go lower. I actually am. I'm going to go.
I like the action scene.
I'm going to 3.5. I'm telling you, I think it's smoke and mirrors. Nothing really happens. That guy yells a couple things. At one point, it legit looks like he shot out at least the back wheel of the truck. The thing's going all over. I mean, it is going and it's shooting out sparks. And then the guy, nothing happened. That's guy true. Has one less hand and he's still driving this amazingly. And these people in the back have to be dead. I mean, at one point, it is out of control. And then Frank kind of sideswipes it. Then he goes, the guy, guy, I don't know. The guy's some bald head. It looks like a young Brian Michael Bendis. He's coming back. Maybe it's a little shout out. But that is it for the show for us. I think that we will be coming back with the Incredible Hulk. It is issue 30, so it ends the first long form story. The people are giving Saladin Ahmed shit for that long nonsense that he had, but this Mother of Monsters nonsense and the eldest and name 5 other things.
Let's move on from that.
Way
man.
too long. And I don't know that I need to move on by having a new number 1 with the Infernal Hulk, but that's what they're doing. So that's what we'll be doing next. But we'll finish up with this issue 30. So I'm assuming it is oversized, which I don't like because I'm lazy. But we'll see. I'll get a hold of Gray. I'll try to get him to do it. But thanks for joining me, Matt. Thanks, everybody. We talked a lot of crap on some people. I'm telling you, Ben Percy would kill me. That guy scares me, too. He's got the deepest voice. Hangs out and thinks he's Wolverine. He legit, at points, looks like he thinks he's Wolverine. He's not, but he thinks he is. But has the sense of humor of him. But we will go from here. So hopefully we'll be back with Gray right about now. And here I am with Gray. Gray, you've made it for probably about 3 minutes. That's all we'll need for this book. What's up? What is going on in Japan?
You say that, but come on. It will be 20 minutes at least, maybe 30.
Unless we start talking about, festivals in Japan.
Anything except the Hulk.
Yeah, because we're here for Incredible Hulk 30. It's all led to this.
It has.
The Requiem Plane Part 3. I'll give another thing, and this is something that some people give me shit for. but the idea of the writing in the back, he likes to write his prose pages in the back, right? This is supposed to be a finale. There should be nothing left. There shouldn't be anything left on the cutting room floor that you need to write. It should have told a story in 30 issues, and yet you still end up having prose at the end, and I'm getting mad already.
I'm just thankful you use a bigger font than usual. At least it's shorter than usual.
You know why? That's why I think it's weird. I think they just wanted to get it on this one page, but they didn't have enough. Because, legitimately, I'm not even joking. The idea, when you're done this, because this ends this story, then we'll go on to the Infernal Hulk, and yet there's still shit that he has to write about, and nothing happens in this issue. And I'm never going to listen to anybody who sits there and bitches and moans about a story that takes 6 issues, or 8, or 10, or even something like Saladin Ahmed's Daredevil story that took 19 issues, and people lost their minds. This is 30 issues, and whether or not Philip Kenny Johnson's a nice guy, or you like this Superman, this is nonsense. This doesn't even have an ending. It ends up just giving you a new status quo from the Hulk at the very end, and we finally get to see the Mother of Monsters, and dead or not, whatever. And even that, the other big, villain was the Eldest, but what the Eldest has done in this is taken the form of the Abomination, so you don't even really get the Eldest. The optics are just a weird, and it never feels right. It's nonsense. Philip Kennedy Johnson writing, Nick Klein on art, Matthew Wilson colors, VC's Corey Petit on letters. And what this whole thing is in the down below.
Nice art, Jim, by Nick Klein. Nice to see him back. After 6 issues, is it? Or 5 or 6 issues?
Yeah, I'm telling you, though, if he was working on this for 6 issues, then I'm not saying it's that great. Like, it's not anything that's like, oh my God, 6 issues worth. It's just his regular art. I got confused at points. Because, first off, it's just a bunch of nonsense. It's the Abomination.
It's a big fight scene. It's one big fight scene.
So, you've led all to this. There's mainly the book was about Charlie for 3/4 of this run. She's not even in it. I thought she might show up. You have
Charlie,
one line
where
from
are
that.
You now?
Yeah, old Chaz. Then you have the Abomination, and even in the solicit, the big thing is like, the Eldest has taken control of the Hulk's biggest. I'm like, I don't care. It's just a fight. I don't even know that some people reading will even get what's going on, because I couldn't get half of it. But the Abomination is fighting Hulk, but it's the Eldest saying, I'm going to take over your body. I'm going to take over your body. Hulk's like, no, you won't. She says, yes, I will. And then at the one point, just kind of like reaches in and rips Banner out. That's a really cool looking thing. We actually get back to body horror.
It's a great double page spread. That is the highlight of this issue for me, Jim.
That's
double page. That's it.
Where it pulls out Banner from inside Banner. His inner.
He's naked, but thank goodness the green goo is covering up his naughty bits.
Exactly. But remember, in this, you had the prison of the mind. You ended up having, that's just completely shoved aside to get a spread page of her ripping Banner out of Hulk and just throwing him down and saying, now I can enter your body, because it was the Banner and the whole thing that,
Sounds
Dr.
a bit sus to me, Jim.
Yeah, really. So Dr. Voodoo, there's still, even that, it seemed like that whole spell type thing was gone, but now it's like, oh, there's still a little bit left.
Remember Dr. Voodoo?
Yeah, so do you remember Forrest? So you end up where, I remember Laughter, rips out the deal, rips out Banner, and then says, now I can get inside, and then goes, now at last your flesh is mine. To then go over to the big, giant, prison door.
Here we go. This is the big reveal of the issue, Banging open this prison door.
And we're at this now, and at this point, we're already getting into this issue. We're already, like, a little further than I'm like, man, nothing's going to happen
through.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen in this. And the big play, when you announce that you're going to continue a book with a new #1, a title change, but the same creative team, you know damn well this isn't going to end in any sort of definitive way. That you're just going to be setting up the next thing. But that's bullshit. Like, here's the thing. What you need to do, you bunch of assholes. I'm getting mad now. The idea of finish the damn story and then have a prologue issue #31, then go to the one. Set up your bullshit in that one. People are held hostage by this thing. And I'm telling you, the idea that Philip Kenny Johnson is a nice enough guy is the only reason I think, or Nick Klein's art, but barely was in it for, the last bunch of these issues. So yeah, it goes in as Hulk. Hey, mother, I'm in here, mother. Sounds like Danzig.
Mama.
Singing that stupid song. They're like, hey, where are you, Mama? Where are you? Oh, no. And then
we finally get to see
corner.
the mother of all monsters, Jim. And what is she doing? What's she like? She's a desiccated,
dead
corpse.
Yeah, just there. But it seems like Eldest thinks that she could wake up, but she isn't. I think she's like me. She's just tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to wake up. She's like,
I'm
done.
Run. It's like 30 issues
I mean,
of this.
seriously. Number one, if you look at the whole page, she has to spend a lot of money on toothbrushes and toothpaste. She's got like 80 mouths. Also, though, it looks like she's never brushed in her life. But you end up where you have this going on. And then it's basically, again, the Eldest in the body of the Hulk then saying, do you like the shriveled up arm? Like, the Hulk is legitimately at this point, I guess, like half Eldest growing in, so half the body is like shriveled.
He's got a little shriveled leg as well.
Yeah, and the leg, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
And so says, come on, wake up. I'm here. You're supposed. Why don't you speak to me? I've done all this to bring it back. Oh my God! Oh my gosh, what's going on? And then just starts like ripping out the purple stuff. It's not Sunny D. It's the purple stuff.
Not
Ends
even
up
sure
where,
what the heck it is.
Just ripping out.
Is it like buried inside her?
And pus and then starts eating it.
Eating it.
Yeah, it just starts eating it again.
Chomp,
it's
some
Jim. Crazy pages, but.
It's a mad panel progression, isn't it? Where we see all this, like, it gets smaller and smaller as Hulk is eating like these purple fucking
this nonsense.
candy floss.
And then just there's the green door shut. Now it's going to be fractured open. It's the fractured sun is gone. All that remains is Hulk. I'm like, get the hell out of here.
All that remains is dun dun dun, a big bloody hand coming out of the bloody ground like Carrie. Is he ending a Carrie, Jim? What a ripoff!
All these issues of, oh my God, the Eldest, we got to stop her. Oh, the Mother Monsters, even that got convoluted. Nobody could tell the difference.
No.
I'm telling you.
I thought we met the Mother Monsters like at least 2 or 3 times.
No, because we only met the Eldest, and then, but that was where you got convoluted. You ended up having the Eldest who was trying to bring back the Mother Monsters, and so it got lost in the shuffle. And then there was Charlie. There was never a real focus on Hulk for the most part. And then at the end, because they're setting up Infernal Hulk, it seemed like Philip Kennedy Johnson's like, okay, well, now it was too late. You went way too long. And most of the people who talk about this run, all you kept hearing was, well, it's kind of, drags on, but the art's great. That's all you'd hear. And that's when Nick Klein was on. Yeah. And so it ended up where, again, did you know when you realized when the book wasn't as great as some people thought at points was when you had Danny Earls come on and the art wasn't good. Suddenly, you realize the issues aren't great. I mean, we even had to go back in this run. We went back to see the Chalk Lady in New Orleans, the Charlie's, the little chalk deal. We went back and forth to Vegas. We were in this and out and the other. It just was nothing. Then you set up that Prison of the Mind deal, and then Charlie realized, oh my God, Hulk, you're not as good as I thought because you captured Banner in there and but nothing. She went off. She flew off. The one point, she's like, we're
Jim,
not monsters.
What's actually happened apart from, Hulk met Charlie, or Bruce met Charlie. They kind of like had some adventures together. She went off, and then what?
Yeah, remember, she flew. She's like, I'm getting out of here because we're not monsters. You're a monster. Sayonara, sucker. And flew off. Then we didn't see her. Then in this, like, don't give me your bullshit that the idea of, oh my God, but this changes everything because Hulk and Banner get separated in a way. That doesn't make any of this good. That's a setup for the next book. And it's bullshit. And this is where
supposed to be a massive climax, a huge fight between Abomination and Hulk, and it's over in like a few pages.
Yeah.
Just rips Banner out of Hulk, and that's it.
And it's Eldest in Abomination. This is the problem. And people have a problem with the idea of new number ones with the same creative team. Because it is to get a new number one, right? Here's the problem, though. Since Philip Kennedy Johnson is doing that, he has no impetus to actually end his story. If he was off Hulk and me and you were writing Infernal Hulk next month, it's a Gray and Jim joint now.
Oh, yeah.
He would have to finish his story because that's it. It's over. And this is what he would, oh my God, my run. I want people to look back at this as great. But no, you don't have to do shit. it actually is, the idea of a new number one, that's bullshit. They're trying to just get, new money. But the real bullshit in my mind is you take the writer off the hook for not writing anything for 30 issues. Because everybody will say, oh, well, it's just setting up this. It's just setting up the next deal. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And that's because now instead of Marvel, you don't have arcs anymore. You have new volumes. You have new books.
Jim, you're sounding a bit cynical here.
Yeah.
Marvel with a new number one.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
Before,
before it's like writing for the trade. Now it's writing for the next book.
It's like,
and it's just
next month. This is the ending. Next month, Infernal Hulk issue 1.
And
you're like,
we already
what?
see nobody reviews this book. Nobody seems to care.
Hardly anybody.
One of the user reviews, besides a real handsome guy who had a user review, but there's another user review that legit said, I dropped this book at issue 19. I just came back to see what happened and said, oh, I kind of like this. But again, you also haven't been reading the last 11 issues.
You skipped 11 issues.
But it just shows you that's somebody who seems to be a fan and yet skipped 11 issues. To then come back, and I just don't see why, how, or what anybody would even bother to go to the Infernal Hulk.
It just drags. It drags.
Yeah, so, like, what happens when you get to Infernal Hulk, and we just have nothing for 12 more issues? Like, nothing happens.
Well, listen,
and
even like in this, like, nothing's explained at the end.
Steal. No.
Banner's ripped out of Hulk, okay. What happens to him?
Yeah.
He's gone.
Is he stuck down there? He looks dead. He goes, Hulk? And then he's just like staring with dead eyes. Yeah, I don't know. Then he's watching. It really looks like Abomination is like using the Hulk as a tauntaun. He's getting in. It's pretty. They're down. They're in Hoth. He's getting in there and then walks away. Even then, he doesn't even like. He should have kicked Banner or something. It would have been funny. But I don't know. I don't know. It just was nothing. But that's it. There's not much else to say. I don't want to get too angry, but
no, I don't, because you got to
after all these issues, it just was kind of bullshit. But
focus on positives, Jim. But there have been people, loyal to this run who've picked up every issue, even though maybe they're not enjoying it that much because they were hoping it was going to lead somewhere. And where does it lead? It leads to the next volume.
Yeah,
new number one.
That's deal. It'd be fine if it was leading to the next arc.
Yeah,
Philip Kennedy Johnson, legit. His arcs are 30 issues long. He does this all the time. Everything meanders about. He gets involved with lore. He wants to write shit in the back. It's his thing. If you enjoy that, then I'm sure you'd enjoy this. But like I said in a user review, I said that depending on what your patience level is, I think is how you end up, whether you like this or not. And my patience wore thin with this a long time ago. So I'm not very positive about it. But what would you give it?
I'm the same. Like, how many times have me and you been reviewing this and we've been saying the same thing? It's like, it looks good at times, but what is this story? It's going nowhere. What happened to this person or what happened to that character? I don't know. I'm an FU5. FU5 for this. God.
I didn't
Where's
have Sammy ready
Jim,
for you. I didn't have him ready for you. I didn't.
Are you surprised?
You don't give that a lot.
I don't.
Wait a minute here. Where's Sammy? Because I'm way lower than that. And that's the funny thing is usually I don't play this
and I feel bad for that because the art is
I don't
great.
care anymore. A lot more cursing this week than ever. I'm a 3.
You're a 3 out of 10.
And a 3 for this issue doing nothing, but also what it means for the entire run. It's nonsense. It's complete and utter nonsense that we went this long. This is not 6 issues, and then you're like, oh man, like we'll see if this. It's not 10, 20, 25. It's 30 issues. And usually it's the friends we need along the way. I didn't need any friends. We hardly even set up the villain throughout. It was just always an ambiguous, the mother of monsters. Then we finally see her, you're like, look at this bullshit. And the eldest. And it was always the promise. Hey, Betty would always, hey, the eldest says if you help out. And I'm like, I don't even know what the hell is going on. And even what happens then, I guess, the Infernal, and I also don't really care if we're going to have a book that's actually the eldest in the Hulk to be the Infernal Hulk. I don't know what the setup is. I didn't really look into it. That's how we end. So I don't know. I don't know. It just
it's not even the Hulk
bullshit.
anymore. It's the eldest.
Banner, which he's disappeared forever. So there you go. I think it was ridiculous.
What a disappointment.
Yeah, it tried to be the Immortal Hulk, which again, just as, full disclosure, wasn't a big fan either. I don't like Al Ewing. I don't like his writing, so that I got bored with as well. After issue 25 of that, I bailed for a while, but I tried to stick it out with this. But we'll do Infernal Hulk and see how it is. But if it just meanders, that's the thing. The Marvel books lately, it's just you're just waiting to drop them. It's not like you get excited to pick one up. It's that I'm waiting to drop it because everything is nonsense. But that is it. That's it for the deal. I didn't have Sammy, but I certainly have your outro song ready, queued up.
Cool.
That is it. Tell everybody where they can find you quick.
Okay, you find me at Wakasashi's Tea House on YouTube.
Yeah, and go there, see some comic reviews, some barbecue sushi videos, a lot of stuff. You go and see that. But yeah, check out Gray. The link will be in the show notes. But that is it. We are done. Yeah, it's still 16 minutes. It's still pretty quick, but that's double what we should have talked about.
I thought it was going to be 3.
Ridiculous, yeah, really. But here we go. We are done. Gray AI song hitting. At least that's cool. But we'll talk to you all later.
「感動して感謝しました」「本当に大好きです」「私は普通の男ではありません」「私はもう本性の愛です」「私にからかわないでください」「そうしないとあなたは消えてしまいます」「私は普通の男です」「でも私はあなたを殺します」「だからそのまま受け取ってください」足元に